It was a horrible decision to have to make, and one that I'll regret for a long time.
If you've been to the Terre Haute Humane Society recently, you may have noticed there's not many cats. Good evening and thanks for joining us. Unfortunately, that shortage of cats is not because they've been adopted.
The shelter has euthanized the majority of their cat population. It's a decision they said was made after months of exhausting all other options. News 10's Lindsay Yates was at the Humane Society this afternoon. In tonight's top story, she has more on the reason behind the euthanizations.
Inside Fred Strome's office at the Terre Haute Humane Society sits a single kitten.
I just looked over at her and it broke my heart, knowing that I might have to put her down.
Her name is Smiley, and she is one of the only cats left at the shelter, but not because the others have been adopted.
I believe we've euthanized around 50 cats.
In April, the Humane Society was called to assist with a hoarding situation. News 10 was there as more than 40 cats were rescued, but not long after, several kittens became ill.
There were a lot more dying, and they had a lot more weird symptoms than typically kittens do.
They sent the kittens that had died to Purdue University
to be tested to try and determine what we were fighting.
This is a copy of the lab report. What they found was an aggressive bacterial infection. It can kill within 7 hours of the first sign of symptoms.
The pathologist said that it was one of the worst bacterial infections that they had ever seen.
Despite advice to euthanize, Strome says the shelter desperately fought for 6 weeks.
You can only treat them for so long with the antibiotics before they end up getting damage from the fix as opposed to damage from the disease.
Facing critics and fighting back tears, Strome tells us euthanizing the cats was nothing short of heartbreaking.
It was a horrible decision to have to make, and one that I'll regret for a long time. But we had to do something because we couldn't get ahead of it.
And now they try to move forward.
We clean everything. We try to get rid of the bacteria. We try to move forward. We try to make it a safe place again.
For kittens like Smiley.
Figure out where are we going to put her so we can save her from what she went through.
In Terre Haute with photojournalist David Essex, Lindsay Yates, News 10.
The infection could live in a building for up to 2 years. As a result, the shelter is no longer adopting out any cats. They will also not be accepting cats until further notice.